5 things that we learned from Manchester United 1, West Ham United 0. Moving on to the first box, or green box, the only green box for Lucas Fabianski. He had a very, very good game last night. If it wasn't for him, we lose that game more comfortably, 2 or 3-0. The save that he made from Mason Greenwood, the agility to get down low, tip it onto the post when it all looked like it was going nestling into the bottom corner. He was absolutely fantastic yesterday, and he more than justified the fact that he can be West Ham's number 1 moving into next season. I would still like West Ham to pursue the opportunity of buying a long-term goalkeeper, as long as we spent the money that we needed to buy a striker, another left-back, another centre-back. If the opportunity still arises for a long-term future, West Ham number 1, whether it was Nick Pope, Johnston, Henderson, whoever it is, and they're available for a decent price, I would like West Ham to still pursue that. But for me, Lucas Fabianski was absolutely brilliant. Going into box number 2, it's a red box for our manager, David Moyes. He's been absolutely fantastic for West Ham this season. To be in the conversation of Europe with the amount of games left is absolutely phenomenal. I predicted 17th at the beginning of this season, but that does not mean he's exempt from criticism. We can give him the praise when he deserves it, and he thoroughly deserves it, but there's still things that can be improved on from David Moyes. At one part of the season, it was his substitutions and how late he was making them. Now, it's about how he's setting up against the top 6. We played very well with a defensive shape against Manchester City, but we had the perfect combination and the perfect balance of defending and attacking. We caused Manchester City some problems. However, when Lingard was not in the team, when Fornals wasn't in the team against Manchester United, he got the combination and the balance completely wrong. He played 5 defensive players in front of Fabianski, which is fine. But then playing another 3 defensive midfielders when Declan Rice and Souček would have been enough. We needed to find the balance between having a very good defensive shape but causing Manchester United problems. In the first half, we couldn't get in our half because we didn't have that link player in between the lines that could link transitions when there was a turnover possession. It just felt like a hot potato in that first half. The first half, we got the ball, we just cleared it to Antonio. Maguire and Lindelof won the physical battle, and there was a turnover possession, and it looked like Manchester United were coming at us. And for me, he should have made a sub at half time. And it was very disappointing to see that it took an own goal from Craig Dawson for David Moyes to actually, be like, what, we're going to have a go at Manchester United. And Manchester United were there for the take. Crystal Palace at home, they've gone and beat Manchester United. Sheffield United, lowest points total in the league at the moment. They went to Old Trafford and they won 2-1. They played fairly well. Why don't we have belief in these top 6 games? We are in the top 6 for a reason, because we've played really, really well this season. Have more belief in the players to go and cause them damage. Going into box number 3, and it's going to be a yellow box, not a red box, but a yellow box for Ben Johnson. I just felt, again yesterday, he was a little bit lacklustre in possession. We saw it against Manchester City. There was a few times that he gave away the ball. Well, not a few times. Quite a few times he gave away the ball. And yesterday, in the opening 15, 20, 30 minutes, he really struggled to maintain possession. Now, I do feel a little bit of sympathy for him because of the fact that there was plenty of occasions yesterday when even Souček and Bowen carried the ball forward to try and give West Ham an opportunity to counter Manchester United. They were literally looking over their shoulder, wondering where the support is, and they had to wait and try and hold on to the ball and wait for players to arrive, that are 20 yards behind them to sort of give the ball and to enable West Ham to try and have an attack. But I just felt like Ben Johnson yesterday, he wasn't great again. He wasn't great, but he's still only young, so that is why it's only a yellow box. Moving on to box number 4, and it's a yellow box, and it's for Jesse Lingard. Now, Jesse Lingard didn't play. We know, why he didn't play. It's because he played against his former club. And the reason why I've given him a yellow box is because he is pivotal. It was a little bit worrying. What we missed from Jesse Lingard, he's coming from loan, and despite us doing really, really well before Jesse Lingard arrived at West Ham, he sort of elevated our attack. He's someone that we really desperately needed in that game. We didn't really have anyone that could pick up the ball in tight spaces to relieve a little bit of pressure from that back line and from that midfield. Because all it was we get the ball from our midfield or our defence, we'd try and go long and we'd lose possession. We needed someone that could relieve a little bit of pressure, whether it was carrying the ball 20 yards up the field to try and win a free kick. We just didn't have that. And Jesse Lingard is absolutely pivotal to this team, and we need to sign him on a permanent basis. But I just felt like that we needed Ben Rama in there. Similar kind of player to Lingard, can receive the ball in the half turn, receive it in tight situations. And whilst Ben Rama hasn't been the most attacking goal threat, Lingard has provided goals for us this season. You know, Ben Rama's got assists, but he hasn't really, you know, brought a sort of goal scoring aspect with him from Brentford. But he's still very good at receiving the ball in tight situations and carrying the ball and relieving some kind of pressure for that West Ham team. And I just felt like yesterday, you know, it showed that we do heavily rely on Lingard, and we need to sign Lingard permanently in the summer. Moving on to box number 5, and it's a red box, and it is mentality. We spoke about mentality of West Ham this season, the amount of times we've come from behind, we've picked up a result. Yesterday, we showed the wrong kind of mentality. We showed small club mentality. And what I mean by that is, you know, we've gone to Manchester United, worrying about what can they do to hurt us, rather than, right, we're sitting 5th in the Premier League. If we win this game, we go in the top 4 with a game in hand. Why don't we try and make Manchester United worry about what we could bring to the table, whether it's set pieces, quick transitions? We completely threw that out the window, and we set up just purely defensively, trying to nullify the threats of Manchester United, rather than having the perfect balance like we did against Manchester City, where we had the perfect balance between nullifying the threats of Man City but going forward and causing them problems. And we didn't have that against Manchester United. And we have Arsenal next, and Moyes needs to get out of this sort of small club mentality against the top 6. When we go to Arsenal, we've got to play the Arsenal of this season. They're 10th in the Premier League for a reason. They're not very good. You've seen the mistakes that Xhaka, Leno, the defence have been making all season. They're not very good. We can't go into that game thinking that we're playing the Invincibles of 2003 or 2004. You know, we can't play the name. We need to go into that game thinking about, right, what can we do to Arsenal that can get them thinking about us, rather than adjusting to Arsenal, what problems they could call us. And we need to get out of this. If we're going to continually push for Europe season after season, we have to play the same way. We have to trust and believe in the players that they could do a job against the top 6. And we haven't got a very good record against the top 6, whilst we have a very good record against everyone outside the top 6. And in normal seasons, it's the complete reverse. We see West Ham be more up for the top 6 games and get better results, like last season against the top 6 teams, and in falter against the teams that we should be winning. And it's been the complete opposite. We've been winning the games we should be winning, but we haven't really been putting up the fight when there's been opportunity to put up the fight. Burnley getting a point against Arsenal. I want to see Arsenal come to us and fear that we've got some very good attacking options. With Lingard's back in the team, hopefully Fornals is back, and they're going to have to adjust based on the way we're playing. And I don't want us just sit, park the bus, play 3 centre midfielders, and then just be like, right, you know, Arsenal, we know your threats, we're just going to sit there and park the bus. So hopefully in that game, David Moyes instills some more belief that we can go and impose ourselves against Arsenal. Guys, check out my other West Ham videos, my other West Ham player rating videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.